came from the Winans. They said millions didn't make it, but you were one of the ones who did. And we're still in the land of the living, no matter what it looks like. And I am your pastor of internet and innovation, Kervance Ross, and you are tuned in to 15 minutes of daily inspiration. We here at New Birth in the Cyber Sanctuary, under the leadership of our senior pastor, Dr. Jamal-Harrison Bryant, have made it our business to make sure that we're not just having church, but we're delivering service. And in the daily inspiration, we want to give you some practical application to be successful in the midst of quarantine. If you remember, as we go back, I've let you know that being confined was divine. I've also let you know that these moments have been set up to help you obtain your focus for your future. And then the last session, I put you in a position to help you understand how necessary it was to build a business plan, because we realized that on last week, 60 million people were dropped from their insurance plans. On top of that, almost 300,000 people have filed for unemployment. And this is no better time in America and in your life to get what you've been purposed to do out to the public. You've got a captive audience. You have an opportunity to win. You have an opportunity to change. And most of the millionaires of the last decade were made in a circumstance of crisis. So here we are. I'm going to move now beyond just the business plan and help you understand something that most people think they know a lot about, but have no idea. It's called marketing. I'm going to say it again. It's called marketing. So before I go any further, I need you to tag a few people, text some people, share this message, because I don't care if you're a pastor, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a corporate exec, if you are a hairstylist, you need to hear this session. It's about to change your life. Here we go. Have you ever thought about coming into an environment where somebody was trying to sell you an item that they did not already own? I'll say it again. How could I sell you a car that I didn't have possession of? How could I sell you a product that I didn't have possession of? How could I create value in something that I don't even believe in myself? And this is the crux of marketing. Even before we go into products and service, it's a basic concept of Christendom. It is impossible to tell you about a Christ that I don't have a relationship with. It's impossible to preach about a circumstance in life that I have not come over. Although people do it all the time, the most impactful message you will ever hear is the one that the preacher lived. And this is the same way in your business, in your purpose, and in your circumstance. So if it's your life plan, it's your business plan, it's your purpose plan, I'm going to show you how to master marketing for a crisis and beyond. Mastering marketing for a crisis and beyond. Let me help you understand that most of us really think we understand what marketing is. And most of us, when we come down to the concept of marketing, have minimized it to a billboard, to a website, to a logo. That is as much marketing as the gas cap is on the Rolls Royce. It's important, but it's not the Rolls Royce. And there are more important ingredients than just the logo or the website. Let me give you a real basic example and give you a basic definition. You heard it in my last episode. One of the easiest definitions for marketing that you'll ever hear is 4 words. The psychology of satisfaction. You'll see it on the screen. The psychology of satisfaction. How do you get into the mind and the heart of the individual that you're targeting to reach and satisfy them in perpetuity? Is that biblical? By surely, and of course it is. It's in the book of Proverbs. We misquote this passage over and over again. I don't know if it was Solomon, whether it was Moses or Amenopes, but whoever wrote this passage says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That is not a spiritual principle. It's a business principle that explains marketing to the T. Secretary Vance, I never thought about it like that. You remember that I believe that the Bible is more of a business plan than it is simply a spiritual document. And as they break this concept down, this is broken down from a marketing standpoint to understand that as a man thinketh, that's his psychology. In his heart, that is cardiology. So is he, that's anthropology. What does that mean? In your mind, this is what you believe. In your heart, It's what you behave, how you behave. So is he. It's what you become. And if you understand how a person thinks and how they feel, you can get them to become whatever you desire them to do and become. How does this apply to marketing? If you don't know how your customer thinks and feels, you are minimizing the impact of your product, purpose, or service. So to maximize marketing in the midst of a crisis and beyond, the first thing you've got to do is create value that validates an exchange. You've got to create value that validates an exchange. In this concept of marketing, it is impossible for me to make sure that I give you something that's valuable to me if you don't see it as valuable first. It would be like me trying to date a woman. I believe that I'm good looking. I believe that I have money in the bank. I believe that I'm articulate. I believe that I could add value to her life. And for that value that I believe I have, no matter how true it may be, if I go to her and want her to exchange 10 digits for my value and she does not make it happen, I did no marketing. Again, I did no marketing because just because it's valuable to me, until you exchange it for what's valuable to you, we have not engaged in marketing. And this is the mistake that churches make. This is the mistake that business owners make. This is the mistake that corporations make. We create products that have no value in the eyes of the target. And if you want to maximize your marketing in a crisis and beyond, you've now got to create value that allows the exchange to be valid. Let me help you understand. It does not matter how good you think your chicken is. I'll say that again. It doesn't matter how good you think your chicken is. If it's not valuable to someone else that you're targeting, you didn't do any marketing. You just waste a whole lot of time frying chicken in your kitchen. You've got to make sure that you are creating value that creates an exchange for a long period of time. Number two, to maximize and master marketing in a crisis and beyond, you've got to identify your target and marry them daily. You've got to identify your target and marry them daily. Many of us are dating our target market and are uncomfortable marrying our target. And that's because many of us don't know who we've been designed to reach. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are not for everybody. This goes to the preacher. Let's stop and talk to the church. You believe that the gospel is free to all, and it is. But your ministry is specific to some. It does not matter if your product is good, but your product is not good for everybody. Realize that the Mercedes-Benz is not for everybody. Apple computers are not for everybody. Coca-Cola is not for everybody, but for the people that they target, they marry them and create loyalty on the user end as well as on the delivery end. And you've got to find yourself being focused and number one, being comfortable with your target. Everybody ain't gonna like your product. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody won't like your ministry, and that's okay. It is more impactful to change and create loyalty with a few as opposed to being disloyal and having fluctuating consistency with many. Minimize who you're reaching and marry them. Figure out how they think, how they feel. Let me give you a perfect example. Many of you have never thought about the fact that every fast food restaurant that is successful, the signage colors are red and yellow. As the light bulb came on, you were today years old when you realized that McDonald's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, whatever the major franchise and chain is, their colors on their signage is red and yellow. On top of that, they know that in your psyche, those two colors together will make your mouth salivate without your control and make you want to eat food fast. Even McDonald's has maximized it and married their target so much that they know that the French fries and the burgers are unhealthy, but because of the fact that they have married you so well, that the French fry box is red and yellow on the outside, and when you get through eating, it's striped yellow on the inside to make you want more fries. It is the fact that they have married your psyche and your emotions so well that they can validate an identifiable target and make sure that you are satisfied daily. This is important in building your business. You've got to marry your target daily and identify how you can create consistency within them. So number one, create value that validates an exchange. Number two, identify your target and marry them daily. Number three, master the delivery of the same services regularly. This is not deep, it's direct. You want to master the delivery of the same services daily. Many of us go wrong because we do one thing today and then tomorrow we're doing something drastically different. On one side of your business card, you're a pastor, and you flip the other side of the business card over, you're a janitor. We don't know what to believe. We don't know what service you offer. Whatever service that you master, stick to it. Delta is still allowing flights to take off and go around the world every day. MasterCard is still making sure that you master the moment. Coca-Cola is still the choice and the drink that allows Atlanta and the rest of the world to have a tasty beverage that's like none other. You've got to make sure that you're doing the same thing over and over and master it. You might not like McDonald's, but they are consistently delivering the Big Mac. If they're giving you bad service, at least it's the same bad service all the time. If it's Chick-fil-A, you know that you're scratching your head trying to figure out how do they get these young people to be so nice? Because they consistently master the service of high-level customer service. Do you know exactly what your service is, and have you mastered it? Do not become a jack of all trades and a master of none. If you're good at one thing, market that one thing over and over and over again. Don't move to the next until you've mastered the first. Again, don't move to the next until you've mastered the first. The fourth and final one, you have create value that validates an exchange, identify your target and marry them daily, master the delivery of the same services regularly, and finally, expand your reach by deepening your impact. Expand your reach by deepening your impact. The expertise of master marketers is that they get to the heart and the mind of each individual client, and they deepen that relationship by finding a sweet spot. What do you mean finding a sweet spot? They find a way to stick their client consistently in a spot that satisfies them. Think about your bank. Your bank does not only have a debit card for you, but they have online banking. If you open up a business account, they'll give you merchant services. Once you get merchant services, they'll give you a credit card. Once you get a credit card, they'll offer you a loan. They've got you in a sweet spot so that if you get frustrated with them, if they make a mistake in customer service, it is impossible for you to unstick with them or from them because they have you so stuck in the sweet spot that you will be more prone to stay with them. You don't have time to set up all your bill pay over again. You don't have time to set your merchant services up again. You don't have time to move your credit card another space because they deepen the relationship. And many of us in business keep our clients on the surface and never take them below. And if you want to master your marketing to make sure that your purpose, your business, and your life is better, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are a pastor, whether you are a small business owner, wherever you are, find the sweet spot and deepen the relationship. Give the client more than they ask for and satisfy them every single time. If you maximize marketing in this crisis, you'll be able to do it now and beyond, and you'll turn your crisis into an opportunity to generate revenue beyond your time frame. This is what we're doing in the 15 minutes of daily inspiration. We're not just giving you some spiritual dynamics. We're not just preaching to you. We believe at New Birth that there are millionaires in front of us. There are billionaires in front of us. There are entrepreneurs who can change their communities, this world, and their region. And if we're empowering you, we're deepening our relationship. We're making sure that we're creating value for exchange, and we're making sure that we're following the call of Christ. We're serving this present age. That's our calling to fulfill. That's what our pastor, Dr. Jamal-Harrison Bryant, believes. And I'm excited as your pastor of internet and innovation that we can bring to you practical tools for living even in coronavirus. I know that you've been blessed by this opportunity, and I'm not foolish enough to believe that the only time you can offer Christ to somebody is when you've preached a passage simply from the Bible. But when you've impacted people's lives, you can give them an opportunity to make a change, find Christ, connect with a church, or get connected to a community. If you want to be not just a friend, but you want to become family, if you just go to www.newbirth.org and click the join button, you are now a part of our family. And if you want to sow a seed because we made your life a little more impactful during these 15 minutes of daily inspiration, just text MBGIVE to 77977 and you'll be able to sow into good soil. As always, these are your minutes. These are your daily inspirational minutes. This is the 15 minutes that God has given me to give to you. I'm thankful for you. We're praying for you. Change your life, change your business, change your plan, and watch God move in an amazing way. I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Have a blessed day.